Welcome back to the show, everybody. This is the Shankly Sessions, the Liverpool podcast we bring you each and every week out there on the upper tier on YouTube. If you can get out there, smash that subscribe and bell notification button. And also, if you're watching the video and enjoying the content, drop a like on the videos as well. It's very, very important for us and helps us to grow the channel. God, I was sitting at home today and I was pondering yesterday, and I was a bit reactionary yesterday in the match reaction and stuff like that, and I was thinking, yeah, we were really, really poor at times in that match yesterday. And I was thinking to myself, the only way to put things like this behind you is to move on to another game. So Tuesday, we have the chance to put the wrongs right somewhat, where we face Rangers at Anfield, 8 p.m, under the lights, European football, against a close team, close enough, as they say, as close as it can get, really. Um, but yeah, after coming off the back of that draw yesterday, which really felt like a defeat and a poor performance. And if that's not bad enough, I was thinking to myself, now I have to get on and talk about Glasgow Rangers, which amplifies it even further. But I tell you one thing, there's nothing like Sunday football to help you get through the pain of Saturday's performance. After just watching United get absolutely tore asunder by Man City. And we have a lot to fear in a couple of weeks' time. When the boy Haaland faces us. God knows what we're going to do, but we're going to have to figure it out. Maybe we have to put on all our defenders. But let's preview this Champions League game. Really, really important game for us. We lie second in the table. It's absolutely vital that we get maximum points from the two Rangers games. Got to figure out a way of doing it, but we just got to go and we got to do it. Number of performances yesterday were really, really poor. And we'll see in my choice of possible lineup. I think it's time that we make a change, and I think it's time that a number of players here who just think their place is guaranteed in the starting 11 need to be taken out of that position, and need to be shown that it's all about performance, and that the manager is strong enough not to pick teams just based on loyalty. So let's get into this. Liverpool obviously come into the game on the back of a poor draw, really, against Brighton. We really gave it away and stuff like that. And before I even get into that, I just want to make a point. I seen fans yesterday walking out of Anfield with about 4 or 5 minutes to go when the game was at 3-3. And those fans really need to have a look at themselves. At a time where your club needs you the most and your team needs you the most, the players need you the most, you walk out of the stadium with 5 minutes to go on a team that has provided you with so many great memories and so many fantastic moments over the last 4 to 5 years, and so much success, that you would walk out and turn your back on them when the match is still at a draw and still in limbo, is absolutely disgusting. And those fans need to really take a look at themselves, especially on the back where there's so many fans like myself who don't live in Liverpool, who have to travel over and spend huge money to go to a game, and would love to be able to go there every week in, week out, to support the team, but can't because of the cost. And for those guys to just rock up and get out of their seat and turn their backs on their team, I thought was absolutely disgusting yesterday. And I think you should really take a look at yourselves. I think any fan that walks out before full time in a game and doesn't, regardless of the performance, doesn't stand there and support their team, really needs to look at themselves. I just thought I'd put that out there. But with so many players underperforming yesterday, maybe a break from the league is what we need yet again. Only have to be in one match back and we get back into European football. We are coming into this Rangers game. We did have a reasonable performance against Ajax, where we definitely lifted our performance, as we tend to do in Europe and stuff like that. And Rangers look like they're going to be kind of the bottom team in the group. And we have to approach it this way. Kenny Dalglish has already come out and he has warned Liverpool and the players, take Rangers for granted at your peril, and that it's not going to be easy. They're going to be up for it. Hopefully we're going to be up for it, and hopefully we're going to be on it from minute one, because quite frankly yesterday's beginning, the first 15 minutes, was absolutely disgusting and probably what really cost us the 3 points. But yeah, if you look at Rangers are coming into the game with a 4-0 win over Hearts, sitting second in the league, 2 points behind Celtic. But in Europe, they have struggled, obviously, with the 4-0 loss to Ajax and a 3-0 win to Napoli. Which says it all, that like if we're on our game and we do perform, we should be able to put a few past Rangers and go by them reasonably easy. But again, it's all about attitude. It's all about not being complacent. It's about not taking things for granted. It's about starting from minute one, and it's about being on it from 90 minutes, which is something that we haven't been this season. If you look at the current form at the moment, Liverpool 2 wins, 2 draws, 1 loss, and for Rangers it's 2 wins and 3 losses. But the team news there, obviously, Ox, Keita, Jones, and Robbo remain unavailable, but Kanate and Nunes will push for starting positions, no doubt. Still bewildered at yesterday's lineup. Still bewildered at bringing Nunes on in the 88th or 89th minute, whatever it was. Don't understand it. Big Ebu, I think, was going to play a game with the 23s or something like that, or the 21s, get some match time under him and stuff like that. So hopefully he came through that all right and he can come back into the side. And we will be looking at the lineup shortly. For Rangers, Hadji, Helander, Suter are all out, but Tom Lawrence could return. And obviously we know the Rangers' possible starting lineup: McGregor, Tavernier, Golson, Sands, Barisic, Lustrom, Jack, Airfield, McCann, Kent, the boy we know, and Kolak, who's been very good for them. If you look at our side, and this is going to bring a little bit of debate, what I've gone for here is I've gone for basically a 4-2-3-1. And I'm thinking about doing this in relation to possibly utilising all of Nunes' strengths, and by putting him as that figurehead in the box up there. I've also dropped a number of players based on performance. So if you look at it, Alisson in nets, of course, retains his place. He's probably one of few players this season who has performed at 11 anywhere near what we would expect. Gomez at right back, I think Trent just needs time out of the team. I just think he needs time out of the team. But my fear is that Klopp will keep on persisting with him. But yesterday, I think, was not only physically in terms of a poor performance, but mentally it looks like it was taxing on him as well. And it looks like he was really struggling both in terms of what happened with the English squad and stuff like that, but also his own game, which was struggling even before going to meet up with the England squad. I just think he's struggling, and I think he needs just a little bit of time out of the limelight, maybe take him out of this game. And then we've got Arsenal on the horizon as well. I will be doing a preview for the Arsenal game with Del Boy, so check out Del Boy Gunner TV. Me and him are going to get together at some stage this week, and we're going to put out a preview for the Arsenal game, which should be interesting. We're on our knees, and they are absolutely flying high, so check that out. Don't forget to check out his channel. I'm keeping Matip in there because I think he has a cool, calm head, and I'd like to see him having that opportunity to bring the ball out from defence the way he normally does. I'm going to give Virgil time out of the team, and I'm going to put Kanate in there with Matip. I'm going to stick with Costas, although at times yesterday he was very ineffective and stuff like that. I don't know. I think we need to give him a run in the team, especially with Robbo probably not being available. In the midfield, I went with Fabinho and Thiago. They're going to be the two anchors in the two. And then with the 4 up front, with the 3, I'm going with Diaz, who I don't think you can drop at the moment. I think he's by far probably our best forward at the moment. Jota in the central position, Elliott out wide, Salah a bit of time out of the team. Take him out of the team for a match. He's just simply not performing. And I don't think the big risk here with Jurgen Klopp obviously is his loyalty towards some of these players and stuff like that. And that loyalty, we need to be really careful about that, because if players aren't performing, you have to give them a message that if they don't perform, they're not going to get picked, and that we do have options. And I think this is a case, and it's not often I would advocate for Salah to be dropped and stuff like that, but I just think he needs a match or two out of the team. Maybe drop him for this game and bring him back in for the Arsenal game. Time out of the team to let him think about things. So Elliott, Jota, Diaz, and then Nunes up front. That's my possible starting 11, and that's my pick for a 4-2-3-1. Change of formation, change of personnel. Those players that are struggling, take them out of the team, give other players a chance, change the formation, and let's see what we can do. What harm can it do? If it's not working for us after 15-20 minutes, we can always revert back. It's not a problem changing it up. This is a post that I seen today, which is a little bit worrying, and it kind of hits home the problems that we're having and stuff like that. Before I give my prediction and stuff like that, if you look at this here, I'll go full screen on this one. But if you look at the moment, the amount of time Liverpool have been in winning positions in the league this season, and if you look at it, no minutes against Fulham, no minutes against Palace, no minutes against United, obviously 90 minutes against Bournemouth because we got out of the blocks fairly quick and destroyed them. 10 seconds against Newcastle, no minutes against Everton, and 20 minutes against Brighton. Now, that there alone, if you look at that in terms of a stat, for all you guys that buy into stats and love the stats and stuff like that, that is a shocking stat for Liverpool Football Club. And especially when you look at the home games, look at Palace, look at obviously Bournemouth was an anomaly in there with the score and stuff like that. If you look at Newcastle and if you look at Brighton, they are absolutely shocking. And it just reaffirms my point on starting from minute one, being out there, being on it from the minute you come out of the tunnel, instead of coming out sluggish and complacent for about 10 or 15 minutes, going behind and then chasing the game. But that's quite a damning stat for Liverpool Football Club. Absolutely crazy that it's that bad. Wanted to talk about give you my prediction. My prediction, I'm going to go for 4-1. I'm hoping that we're going to get a reaction from Saturday, and I hope the gaffer's going to make changes and not just go with the norm. So I'm going to go with 4-1 Liverpool. We need to rack up a score against these guys as well, but we need to go out there, put our chests out, and show up and show that we're Liverpool Football Club in Europe, and there's a bit about us, a bit of character and stuff like that. I had a look at the betting. The betting for Liverpool is 1-7 on. The draw is 7-1, and Rangers are 16-1. Now the betting so far this year, when you look at it, hasn't meant anything. I want to bring up as well some interesting facts about this game and stuff like that, which is really interesting reading and stuff like that. The first thing is, it's the first ever European meeting between Liverpool and Rangers in any competition. So it's the first time we faced them. In all European competition, Rangers have only won 1 of their 7 away games in England, drawn 2 and lost 4. Beaten Leeds United 2-1 in the UEFA Champions League qualifying phase in November 1992 with goals from Mark Hateley and Ali McCoist. That's how far back you have to go for Rangers to have won an away game in England in the Champions League. So I hope Liverpool players are taking note of some of these facts and not be about to go out on Tuesday night and change history. Liverpool's last meeting with Scottish opponents in the European Cup was back in 1980-81, winning 5-0 on aggregate against Alex Ferguson's Aberdeen, 1-0 away and 4-0 at home. And that year, of course, the Reds went on to win the competition. So maybe that's a good omen for us that we're playing Rangers in the group stage. Let's see. There's only been one instance of Scottish side winning away at an English side in the European Cup or UEFA Champions League in 7 attempts. Drawn 2, lost 4, with Celtic winning 1-0 at Leeds United in the first leg of the 1969-70 semi-final. So there's a lot waging on this in terms of us meeting Rangers and a Scottish club. But we should have too much for them. It's a different level, and we can have no excuses on Tuesday. Liverpool have won 13 of their last 15 home Champions League games, group stage matches, drawn 1, lost 1, scoring 36 goals in those 13 wins. Their only defeat in this run was against Atalanta in November 2020, which I think at the time was, if I can remember right, if my memory serves me right, I think it was a throwaway game or something like that. We had already qualified or something like that. Rangers 4-0 defeat against Ajax on match day 1 was their heaviest in the UEFA Champions League away game. So that was their heaviest defeat in their history, Champions League history. And Rangers are still looking for their first goal in the UEFA Champions League this season. While they've never previously failed to score in their opening 3 games in a single edition, indeed only Victoria Pilsen with 2 and Sevilla with 3 have had fewer shots on target than Rangers 4 across this season's first 2 match days. So there again, another stat for Liverpool. Make sure we're not complacent, that we go out there. They haven't scored a goal and they've only had 4 shots on target across 2 games so far this season. So that will say. Costas, has 3 assists in his last 2 home UEFA Champions League appearances for Liverpool, 2 versus Benfica and 1 versus Ajax. The only player to assist in 3 consecutive home appearances for the Reds in the competition is Trent Alexander-Arnold between April to October 2019. So Costas is on the verge. If he can get an assist, he's on the verge of breaking Trent's record. So that might give him a bit of drive to maybe go out there and do that. And we'll finish up with one more. Mo Salah made his 58th UEFA Champions League appearance for Liverpool in their 2-1 win over Ajax, the joint third most for the club level with John Arne Riise, with only Jamie Carragher with 80 and Steven Gerrard with 73 playing more. Salah has 34 goals for Liverpool in the competition, only 2 behind the record for an English club. 36 Didier Drogba for Chelsea and Sergio Aguero for Man City. So Mo Salah there as well with an opportunity, assuming he plays. For me, I would take him out of the team for this game and I would keep him for the Arsenal game. And I would, as I said, I would go with that 4-2-3-1 formation. Let me know what your thoughts are in terms of the formation. Let me know what your picks. Do you feel some of these players should be rested? Are they being picked over because of loyalty over performance? Is it time that we change things up? Absolutely massive game. I will be back Tuesday evening with a match reaction and player ratings as always. I'm hoping it's going to be a win, Reds. I hope that today's results have put a little bit of a smile on your face compared to yesterday. And we will talk to you again real soon.